Welcome back to Access Houston on 97.9 The Box.
Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth. Welcoming a first-timer to the program. She is a motivational speaker. So we're going to talk about a lot of things today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the lovely Ashley Thomas. Good morning and welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you are here. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, again, I'm Ashley Thomas. I'm a motivational speaker, crazy entrepreneur, and a mother and an author.
Yeah.
And so my journey kind of just started when I launched a company in 2015, a marketing company, and people wanted to know the why behind it. And when they discovered that I was a teen mom and learning my story and everything that I overcame, it led to come speak here and come speak here. And then it was just like, okay, God, I get it. This is my purpose. And so I need to just really flow and embrace and do what I'm called to do. And so that's what led me to being the motivational speaker that I am today.
Can you tell us the story?
Yeah, I can give you a brief synopsis of it. So,
sure.
You know, being a preacher's kid and all the things that come with, you know, that title.
That pressure of being perfect.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I mean, you couldn't have said it any better. It's just like so much came with it. And when I got pregnant at 17, it was just kind of like all hell broke loose, you know? And so people just automatically think your life is over, as if teen moms just started coming around today. Right. But that's, I mean, they were having babies at 12 and 13 back in the olden days, but it was okay then, you know? But just going through all of that and, you know, people saying I wouldn't make it, I wouldn't succeed, and, you know, my life is over. I was just kind of like that radical girl that wanted to prove everybody wrong and overcome everything that they said I couldn't do. And so graduating college, finishing high school first, and then graduating college and starting my own company. And
who were those that were in your ear telling you that you would not be said person?
You know, naysayers, you know, just different people in the community that chit-chatted because, oh, your dad is this person, and how could, you know, obviously what he's preaching is not working.
If I had to guess, I would say church folk.
Yeah, church people, you know, and so it was just one of those situations to where they give you that side eye, like, let me see what you turn out to be now. You know, you had me on this pedestal so high and thought that I would be this, and now I'm going the complete opposite. Let's see what you become now.
And now you have shown all of them wrong because
absolutely.
You overcame,
absolutely,
persevered, and now you have your own situation going on.
Right, absolutely.
So tell us about your organization.
Basically what I do, I get contracts with different schools. I'm booked to fly places or wherever. The event really doesn't matter. I just kind of feel like God has just kind of graced me, no matter if it was like, hey, I want you to come in here and motivate the people on the radio station. God has equipped my story to fit any environment, whether it's pre-K students, college students, adults, church. I just learned to make it fit for wherever I am. And so it's an amazing blessing to have. And so I just enjoy the ride of the whole thing.
Indeed. You're listening to Access Houston. We're talking to Ashley Thomas, who is a motivational speaker. She has a book that is out. What is the name of your book?
I actually have two.
You have two books.
The first one is There's a Jewel in You, From a Statistics to a Success. And the second one is A Letter to My Younger Self, Unmasked.
Let's talk about the first book. What is that about?
There's a Jewel in You. My publisher, she reached out to me, Shantae Williams in South Carolina, of Greater Working Women. She reached out to me and she was like, hey, you know, do you want to be a part of this anthology? It's an anthology of 11 other women from different states. We've never seen each other, and we just came together to tell, you know, our provocative stories of becoming a teen mom, whether it was by rape or, you know, wanting to be loved and to love someone else, or how do we fall into being, you know, a teen mom. And so you have different stories from different backgrounds, and it just kind of draws everyone in to know the life of a teen mom and what we go through and what leads us to getting to the point of even becoming a teen mom.
And your second book, that one sounds amazing. I mean, I can only imagine what kind of stories you came across when writing that book, or just interviewing young women who are teen moms.
Definitely phenomenal. Just learning, like, man, I'm not in this alone. Or, you know, when people don't know the backstory, they can see an image, but they don't know what's behind the image. And so that's what we're getting people to see. It's going to be a volume of these books. They're actually working on volume 2. And so it was exciting being a part of that process, you know, picking out the next generation that's coming after the volume 1. And so it's going to be forever evolving, and it's not going away anytime soon. But the letter to my younger self, Unmasked, it came about after doing an interview, Unmasked podcast. And so doing that interview, she had me write a letter to myself and actually read it on the podcast. And so it was like, wow, it was a hard process, you know, like really writing and talking to the younger me. And so it was a lot of things I had dealt with, from being molested at 5 and just terrible relationships, and the things that I didn't have, like the therapy and counseling for, to get me through it. It was just kind of like, you know how the saying goes, you know, what happens here stays here. We don't talk about it. We don't do anything about it. But in that, I found so much freedom. And so I was like, I need to write my own book, writing to myself, so people can see it's me being completely vulnerable, but letting people know that we're not alone. Like, we need to forgive our younger selves. Our younger selves, the little girl and the little boy inside of us, deserve an answer. They deserve an explanation. And so just talking to that young person inside of us to heal it, so that we can move forward in life, forgiving ourselves, saying it wasn't your fault. You were 5. You didn't know any better. You couldn't defend yourself, you know, or, you know, you chose these relationships because everything stimulated from that molestation. And, you know, it's just a ripple effect of things. Yes, your father was in the home, but he wasn't really present like you needed him to be. So it was different voids you were trying to fill. And so it's just owning and putting out there everything that people thought, oh, you're just hot and fast, or you're just after boys, or you're just pretty, and you just, you know, you're going after. No, it's things that
there's a story.
It's
like
a level to every devil, you
it.
know. And
Well.
so that's what that one is about, and that will be a sequel as well. The next one will be a letter to my teen self, and so forth.
Can you give me a little insight? What did you say to your younger self?
Just letting me know that, again, a lot of things weren't my fault, you know, understanding where my wounds come from, my mother wounds, my father wounds, and how, although we have 2-parent homes, we think children have the most amazing life, but we go through our own things. If, you know, if we don't receive that intimacy from our mother at a certain age, between 0 and 5, that leads to us not being able to really fully show affection. Or if our father doesn't affirm us or validate us, that's why we go into our teen years seeking that validation through peer pressure years. And so it's a lot that
with the psychoanalysis. Psychoanalysis is what I was trying to say.
It's a lot that we have to filter through to understand a lot of the decisions that we make as human beings.
Oh, that is so spot on. I mean,
because I tell a lot of my teen moms, I'm like, okay, you're carrying this baby, but you know what? You're carrying this baby at 9 months of your filth and your mess. When you birth this baby out, you're birthing your stuff into their lives. So decisions that they make, or situations that, just like if you're on drugs, the baby comes out a drug addict baby. You know what I'm saying? So you're birthing them. I don't care if you know you were a prostitute or whatever. You're putting that onto them. And when they're developing, you don't understand why they're making certain decisions, but that's a part of you that's coming out of them.
Yeah,
you know, and
it's all genetic, it's all hereditary, or that trait.
It's not their fault.
Yeah,
you know, we
got to
think.
Trait.
Yeah, we got to think back. Well, what did we do? You know, we're quick to forget what we did at 10, 12, 14, 15 years old, but we yet to judge the person right there in our face, and not knowing, hey, I did the same thing. And so that's why grace and mercy is such a big thing, because, hey, we've all been somewhere.
You are well wise beyond your years. I don't even know how old you are. You still look like you're a baby. You still
I'm 29.
You still got a teen behind it.
29.
Really? Wow. You look. She looks like she's 19, y'all. Like dead ass. But that, I want to applaud you, man. You're helping a lot of people, I'm sure. A lot of females out there who can relate. So what is going to be next for you? What's next on on the list?
Just making a global impact. You know, I'm not stopping here in the States. I want everything that I'm doing, the clothing line that I'll be releasing pretty soon, I want this to be a global impact. Everything that I do moving forward, you know, I promised myself this year would be a year of impact. And so everything, it has to impact. If it's not impacting, I need to go back to the drawing board to figure out what am I doing wrong.
Where can people follow you on social media, and where can they get your books? There's a Jewel in You and Letters to My Younger Self, Unmasked.
The easiest way to give everybody the way to follow me, just visit my website, www.ashley-thomas, ASHLEY-Thomas, THOMAS.com. And at the top and at the bottom of my webpage, it'll be all the links to my social media channels to follow me and also to purchase the books as well.
Okay. Motivational speaker Ashley Thomas, thank you for coming through. I know you blessed someone this morning. I know there is some young lady out there listening like, that was me.
Right.
She's right. As I'm sure you have experienced throughout your journey with traveling and motivational speaking.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.